सर पे ये केसरी रंग सजाया है।
है मेरी ज़मीं अफसोस नहीं जो तेरे लिए 100 दर्द सहे, महफूज रहे तेरी आन सदा चाहे जान मेरी ये रहे ना रहे।
मेरी ज़मीं महबूब मेरी, मेरी नस नस में तेरा इश्क बहे, फीका ना पड़े कभी रंग तेरा जिस्मों से निकल के खून कहे। तेरी मिट्टी में मिल जावा गुल बन के मैं खिल जावा, इतनी सी है दिल की आरज़ू। तेरी नदियों में बह जावा तेरे खेतों में लहरावा, इतनी सी है दिल की आरज़ू।
सरसों से भरे खलियान मेरे जहाँ झूम के भंगड़ा पा न सका, आबाद रहे वो गांव मेरा जहाँ लौट के वापस जा न सका।
ओ वतना में मेरे वतना में तेरा मेरा प्यार निराला था, कुर्बान हुआ तेरी असमत पे मैं कितना नसीबों वाला था। तेरी मिट्टी में मिल जावा गुल बन के मैं खिल जावा, इतनी सी है दिल की आरज़ू। तेरी नदियों में बह जावा तेरे खेतों में लहरावा, इतनी सी है दिल की आरज़ू। केसरी
ओ हीर मेरी तू हंसती रहे तेरी आंख घड़ी भर नम ना हो, मैं मरता था जिस मुखड़े पे कभी उसका उजाला कम ना हो।
याद करते हैं उन्हें नम आंखों से, न बिसरे कभी अंतर मन से उनके अमर बलिदान। Some moments in history are marked by dates, others remain etched in our collective memory. Through stories passed through generations, through photographs, through places left behind, and through the lives forever altered by what happened. 14th August is one such date. On this day, we pause to remember one of the most painful chapters in the history of our subcontinent, the Partition of India in 1947. It was a moment of freedom, but also a moment of profound human suffering. As India stood at the threshold of independence, millions of people were forced to leave behind their homes, their communities, and everything familiar to them. Families were separated, journeys were undertaken in uncertainty, and countless lives were marked forever by violence, displacement, and loss. Partition was not merely a division of territory. It was a rupture in the lives of millions. In 2021, Government of India, under the leadership of Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi, notified 14th August as Partition's Horror Remembrance Day, to remind the present and future generations of Indians of pain and sufferings faced by the people of India during the partition. But remembrance is not simply an act of looking back. It is an act of acknowledging. It is about giving space to those memories of those who suffered, understanding the human consequences of division, and ensuring that lessons of history are not lost in the passage of time. We all belong to Manipal Academy of Higher Education, an institution of eminence deemed to be university, where learning extends beyond classrooms and where knowledge carries with it a sense of responsibility to society. It is in this spirit that we pause today to remember, to reflect, to learn from a history that continues to shape our collective consciousness. This observance is organized by the Department of Student Affairs, MAHE. We are honored to have with us as our guest of honor, Major General Dr. Mathews Jacob, Vishishta Seva Medal, Pro Vice Chancellor, Health Sciences, MAHE. Welcome, sir. We are very privileged to have with us as our chief guest, Dr. Sharath K. Vice Chancellor, MAHE. Warm welcome, sir. And we are honored to have with us as our presiding dignitary, Dr. H.S. Ballal, Pro Chancellor, MAHE. We extend a very warm welcome to you, sir. We also warmly welcome Dr. Karunakar A. Kotegar, Pro Vice Chancellor, Technology and Sciences, Dr. P. Giridhar Kini, Registrar. Thank you. We are also very privileged to have with us today members of the MAHE community who have served in the armed forces. Their presence adds a special significance to this observance, and we acknowledge with deep respect their service to our nation. We also extend a very warm welcome to our functional heads of institutions and university teaching departments, faculty, staff, students, and all our invited guests. As we commence this solemn observance, let us begin with a moment of reflection through music. May I invite flutist Sahit Tiraj, along with members of Kalakriya, all students of MIT Manipal, to present the invocation. May I request everyone to please remain seated.
वैष्णव जन तो तेने कहिए जे पीड़ पराई जाने रे। वैष्णव जन तो तेने कहिए जे पीड़ पराई जाने रे। पराई जाने रे, वैष्णव जन तो तेरे नाम।
May that moment of reflection set the tone for the proceedings ahead. I now invite Dr. Purnima Pandurang Kundapur, Director, Student Affairs, MAHE, to present an overview of today's observance.
Respected Pro-Chancellor, Dr. H.S. Ballal, our Vice Chancellor, Dr. Sharath K. Pro-Vice Chancellor, Major General Dr. Mathews Jacob, VSM, other distinguished members of the MAHE leadership team, dear colleagues, faculty members and staff, and of course, my dear students. Good afternoon. Tomorrow, 15th August, we will celebrate freedom. But this afternoon, on the eve of Independence Day, on the 14th of August, before we celebrate, we remember. We remember that the dawn of our independence in 1947 came with extraordinary hope. We also remember that along with it, the nation witnessed unimaginable human suffering. Families were separated, homes were abandoned, millions crossed borders carrying little more than what they could hold in their hands, and memories they would carry for the rest of their lives. As I was researching the importance of this occasion, I chanced upon a beautiful line by the poet Ramdari Singh Dinkar, who said, "Kalam, aaj unki jai bol." Let the pens today speak in honor of those whose sacrifices must never be forgotten. So today, it is not about reopening old wounds, nor is it about remembrance, about assigning blame. It is about understanding what we stand to lose as a nation when differences are allowed to divide us. And perhaps this is why this remembrance belongs especially in a university of such a stature as MAHE Manipal. Because education must give our young minds more than knowledge. It must give them courage to question prejudice, the wisdom to respect differences, and the compassion to recognize that the human being before the identity. After this formal ceremony, you will be led to the exhibition which has statements and photographs that the government has curated for this year's commemoration. So if you've been a part of this exercise last year, this year's visuals are a new learning. As you walk past the exhibits today, don't just look at the photographs, look at the faces. Somewhere in every photograph is a parent, a child, a neighbor, a family. People whose ordinary lives were suddenly changed by history. And at the end of this visual lane, you will be seated under the Tree of Unity. So that's outside the exhibition. This is perhaps where you can sit and pause and ask ourselves, we can sit and pause and ask ourselves, what should we look forward to? And what kind of history will our generation leave behind? Because while history cannot be rewritten, the future can be. So let this year's Partition Horrors Remembrance Day leave us with a renewed commitment to unity and one people, one nation. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Dr. Purnima ma'am, for setting the context and significance of today's observance. May I now invite our guest of honor, Major General Dr. Mathews Jacob, Wishes to Seva Medal, Pro Vice Chancellor, Health Sciences, MAHE, to address the gathering.
Good afternoon. On 15th of August 1947, when Pandit Nehru rose at 12 o'clock, midnight, he rose among celebrations and among those lights and flags. And we all know that speech. When he said, as the midnight clock strikes, India awakes. The world sleeps, but India awakes to life and freedom. And there were about 50,000 people celebrating outside Delhi, Rasina Hall that time. But on the same night, there were trains passing through our borders, which at that time there was no line drawn. Trains were passing through, families fleeing, and these trains came with dead bodies, and they were known as ghost trains. This is India. We celebrated that day, but that part of India which were burying the dead that day is also India. So today we stand here to remember the second part. And if we look back, many of us know, but we need to remember what actually led to all these things. British India was tired of World War II and they were exhausted. And India during 46 August onwards, actually problems had already started since maybe a Quit India movement. But since 46 August, when a declaration was made asking for a different nation, there were violence and riots spreading through Calcutta, Bengal, Bihar, and it had reached Punjab by January 1947. And when Mountbatten came in March 1947, he said, we will have to give independence. It was supposed to be 48 June, but he had to advance it to August of 47. So that our independence was given in 73 days. 40 crore people were divided in 73 days. And that line which was drawn, are you aware that it was drawn by somebody called Cyril Radcliffe, who was a lawyer? In 4 weeks, he never visited India. He came first time to India, sat in a bungalow in Delhi in that heat and drew a line. It passed through farms, it passed through neighbors, it passed through everything. And unfortunately, this was declared after 2 days of independence. On the day of independence, people did not know which country they were in. And there was rioting, and there were families across from August to September. 20 lakh people lost their lives. 20 lakh. More than 1.5 crore people were displaced. And this displacement is the largest ever in history. And we all know the massacres and what has happened during those. So this is the time for us to remember. But I also want you to remind you, on 15th of August, where do you think Mahatma Gandhi was? Absolutely. He was not in the celebrations of Delhi. He was in Calcutta, along with families of riots, victims in areas, praying and fasting. You know, that was Mahatma Gandhi. And he continued to do that. When violence happened, he continued to fast for months till the leaders came and said, no more, we will stop this violence. And Lord Mountbatten commented, one man saved Bengal, whereas 50,000 troops could not save Punjab. All right, this is our independence that we have. And as an army, what culture we follow in army? When I was posted to Maratha regiment, when I was posted to Gurkha regiment, I follow the religion of that battalion. I become a Hindu in a Hindu battalion. When I was with a Jackali regiment, which is Muslim, I become a Muslim. I go to every festival of my troops, irrespective of the religion. When I am in Northeast, I am a Christian, going to the churches, celebrating Christmas. That is the India that Gandhiji wanted. And today in MAHE and in our university, we want us to reach out to our communities. We need not draw this line again, but we should be the hands which go out to people, reach out to people. This freedom is precious. It is very fragile. Very fragile it is. The way India is, it is very fragile. It is up to us how we take care of our freedom. It's very precious. By reaching out as Mahatma Gandhi had reached out to everybody in our community. With this, I'll close. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your address and for those meaningful reflections of remembrance, resilience, and the values that unite us as one India. We now turn to music presentation that celebrates the spirit of our nation. Kalakriya, the Indian Classical Fine Arts Club of MIT Manipal, will present a patriotic musical offering. May I invite the team to take us to this beautiful presentation. Over to you. Thank you, Kalakriya, for leading us into that beautiful rendition of our nation. It is now my privilege to invite our chief guest, Dr. Sharath K. Rao, Vice Chancellor MAHE, to address the gathering. Sir, may I invite you to share your thoughts?
So anytime Purnima invites me, that means I have to go and talk. First of all, thank you, Amrita. Fantastic voice. Give a big round of applause to her. Respected Pro-Chancellor, my colleague Purnima, and all those who have gathered here, I think you have chosen a right person to speak. My colleague, Major General Mathews Jacob, is the right person, coming from the military background, to speak about it. I am a civilian and moreover an orthopedic surgeon, so who deals with the bones, not a right person to speak about this. Anyway, I think we realize that in a map, putting a line, calling it a border, what it creates. It has created largest human migration that has ever happened in the mankind. Almost 20 million people migrated. And first ever, or the highest ever migration, that human migration that has happened in the world. Even now, after that, it has not happened. What people thought is they are walking on their land, living in the homes, breathing the air, were told next day that this place doesn't belong to you. It is not just a horror day, it's a horror with a terror. And people have to leave everything, what they have earned, what they thought was their neighborhood. Their neighbors became their enemies. It occurred across the borders, especially in Punjab, in West Bengal, and in Jammu Kashmir. Today, these are just the memories. Few of my classmates and friends' parents were the migrants, and they were 15, 18 years old at that time. And some of the stories which we heard from them are very nerve-chilling. As Matthew said, ghost trains or blood trains, trains filled with blood, or the long-distance trains filled with bodies which were smelling. Cannot imagine what happened at that time. It gives us a very good message. Two important things to learn from this is peace is so fragile. It can be broken at any time. Second is communal harmony has to be preserved at any cost. I think these two are the biggest lessons this partition has taught us. Thank you very much. Thanks for that.
Thank you, sir, for your inspiring words and for those valuable reflections of our shared history and our responsibility towards our nation. We now turn to a form of storytelling that brings history closer to us through theatre. Aina, the Dramatics Club of MIT Manipal, will present a short play that reflects the human stories and experiences surrounding partition. I invite members of Aina to present their performance.
Lights, camera, action!
नमस्कार और जय हिंद। स्वागत है आपका सूक्ष्म समाचार। अरे पागल है क्या? एक जगह खड़ा रहना। स्वागत है आपका सूक्ष्म समाचार में। नमन है उन वीरों को जिनकी शहादत की कहानियां आज भी स्वतंत्रता के गीत गाती है। बुलंद रहेंगे वो लफ्ज जो आज भी जय हिंद कह जाती है। तो इसी के साथ आज हम आए हैं इस उल्लास में मग्न होने, इस जश्न में शामिल होने जो
भारत माता की जय, वंदे मातरम, भारत माता की जय, भारत माता की जय,
भारत माता की जय।
ना बेटे, तुझे नहीं दिखा क्या यहाँ पे शूट हो रहा है?
आइए होने के नाते आप क्या महसूस कर रहे हैं आज के आजादी के पर्व पर?
आजादी?
जी, आजादी।
आजादी वो संघर्ष था जो मेरे आंखों में आज भी दफन है, जैसे मानो कल का ही बात हो।
मतलब आप भी उस संघर्ष का हिस्सा थे? आप भी उस महान बलिदानों के साक्षी थे?
मैं साक्षी था उन बलिदानों का, उन नृत्यों का, उस नरसंहार का।
नरसंहार?
नरसंहार, वो खून, वो विभाजन और मृत्यु, मृत्यु, मृत्यु।
क्या हो गया आपको? इतना हाफ क्यों रहे हो?
समझाने का टाइम नहीं है, हमको निकलना होगा। जल्दी सामान मारो, सामान।
अरे पापा, हुआ क्या?
जगह बस मृत्यु, मृत्यु, मृत्यु।
Long years ago, we made with destiny, and now the time comes when we shall redeem our pledge, not only or in full measure, but very substantially. At the stroke of the midnight hour, when the world sleeps, India will awake to life and freedom.
Stage is empty.
Thank you to the members of INA for bringing these stories of life with such sensitivity and thoughtfulness. Thank you very much. It is now my privilege to invite Dr. H.S. Ballal, Pro-Chancellor MAHE, to share his thoughts with us. Sir, it is with great respect and admiration we invite you to address the gathering.
My dear friends, as usual, I am speaking at the end, and Purnima was very particular. See, this is the first time that I have been seeing for the last now 25 years I am here in Manipal. This sort of a stage program was arranged, and I should congratulate our dynamic Director of Student Affairs, Dr. Purnima Kundapur, and our entire colleagues, because this is a good initiative. We used to have that exhibition which we are going to have. I am going to inaugurate it. All of us are going to inaugurate it, and we will see it shortly. Well, it was a very sad day. As a matter of fact, independence we got on the 15th of August. As a matter of fact, it was 14th night, because I believe astrologers said 15th is not a good day for our country. So they had it on the 14th midnight. And our Vice Chancellor of Health Sciences, Mathews Jacob, explained it in a depicted it in a very nice way, because he, being an army man, Vishisht Seva medalist, he knows and how things have happened. Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi was not in, when we got the independence, he was not there. He was in Nakoli, it is under Bangladesh, I am given to understand now, where some communal riots happened and he was there. That's the reason we call Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi as Mahatma Gandhi, because that he possessed all those qualities, ahimsa. And I feel educational institutions, are the ideal places, because we are a-religious, apolitical. Under one roof, people of all religion work with camaraderie, great friendship and all. That should be simulated or followed in every other society aspect of our country, and we should set an example. And the other thing, of course, is army. A disciplined one where they celebrate all the festivals, Hindu, Muslim, Christians, etc., etc. We should be the case, because as we get educated, all these things we should forget, because education is very important, camaraderie is very important, friendship is very important. All communal things, religion and other things should come last. So that we should set an example. That's the reason why we had this play now. I should compliment the team of MIT for depicting it in an excellent way, which is a model for all of us to follow. So I'm sure our institution, our university will set an example as a role model how the country should function without giving too much of importance for religion. Because when partition happened, Muhammad Ali Jinnah was very particular, because Mahatma Gandhi did not want partition at all. But Muhammad Ali Jinnah was very particular that it should be partition based on religion. That was the reason why all these massacres and train loads of dead bodies were going from one side to the other side, which is really very, very sad. But it is our responsibility as younger generation to see that such a thing will not repeat in the history of our country, not only in our country, in the entire globe. So with these few words, I wish you all the very best for our 80th Independence Day, which we are going to celebrate tomorrow. And I request all of you to be present, because recently I went to MIC, Shubha is here. Every year MIC, Manipal Institute of Communication, is organizing a program called Patriotic Songs for the children. We are running so many schools, and also other children from government schools come. These patriotic songs they sing, and based on that they performance they select first, second, third, etc. Now we have to inculcate this idea of patriotism right from the younger days. Understand, that's the reason why we have that, and every year Academy of General Education is promoting and sponsoring that. And same thing we should have, because though our students are much larger, much bigger and all, they are in the professional college, but younger generation, our founder was very particular. He always used to say, youth of today are going to be the leaders of our country tomorrow, and I consider them as the real wealth. And they are the real wealth, and it is our responsibility as elders. I am a pre-independence model. I am the only person, I think, who is a pre-independence model here. But I was quite small at that time to see all these things, the horrors of partition, which we have seen in the history. But such a thing should not repeat, because in any civilized nation, as a matter of fact. So once again, I compliment Purnima and her team for organizing this event, because this is very important to pass on the message. How important it should be for all of us to live as one religion, camaraderie, and set an example for the rest of the world. Thank you very much, and once again I wish you all the very best for 80th Independence Day. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for those inspiring words. Your reflections have added depth and meaning to this solemn observance. We are grateful for your presence and perspective. As we come to the close of this observance, we extend our sincere gratitude to all the dignitaries, members of MAHE leadership, functional heads, heads of institutions and university teaching departments, faculty, staff, and students for joining us here today. Our sincere thanks also to everyone who contributed in ways both seen and unseen to bringing this observance together. Thank you for being with us today in remembrance, reflection, and respect. We now come to a moment that brings us together in one spirit, the spirit of our nation. May I request all of you to rise for the national anthem and sing together with pride. Displacement and lasting impact of Partition of India in 1947. A listening booth is also part of the exhibition, offering an opportunity to engage more closely with these stories and memories. We encourage everyone to spend some time at the exhibition and take in the narratives and reflections it brings together. The exhibition will remain open today and tomorrow. We invite all of you to visit and experience it. With that, we come to the close of today's observance. We look forward towards Independence Day tomorrow. May we carry with us deeper appreciation for the freedom we have inherited. Thank you all for being with us. Wishing you a very meaningful Independence Day tomorrow. Jai Hind.
Bookstop.
He was in the first cabinet, 14 people. Ram Prasad Mukherjee was there.
So you mentioned that.
Mahatma Gandhi was there when this riot had just taken place.
Fleeing from their looted, blood-stained towns come the new exodus, a million displaced persons. Independence has not yet brought the peace. Rejoicing turned quickly into horror and mourning. Peace-loving people, theirs is the real tragedy. The fortunate few flee in army transports or in buses. For the masses, it's a weary trip. 1 million people become refugees overnight. Pakistan and India each say they are determined to stop the wholesale rioting. But meanwhile, the exodus continues.
Moments before India gained independence at 11:55 p.m. on the night of 14th of August. This is how Pandit Jawaharlal
आसमां में कितने परिंदे या मुसाफिर या है शहर के, ढूंढते हैं सब अपना मकान।
पर कोई परिंदा ऐसा पत्थरों में हीरे जैसा, भर गया अलग ही बोड़ा। उड़ा तेरी खातिर वो, रुका नहीं आखिर वो, चाहे जो भी हो उसका अंजाम।
भारत सलाम, भारत सलाम, भारत सलाम,
तुझे सलाम हो भारत, तुझे सलाम।
पर रुका नहीं, बह गया लहू उसका वो झुका नहीं,
टूटा बस बदन उसका हौसला नहीं।
मुसाफिर के तूफान में बना जो किनारा वो, दे गया मोहब्बत का पैगाम। भारत सलाम, भारत सलाम,
भारत सलाम, भारत तुझे सलाम।
भारत
को अपने नाम